She texted, "I don't love you anymore. Consider this goodbye." She sent it 2 minutes before my graduation ceremony started. I replied, "Understood." Then I cut all ties. 4 days later, she was waiting outside my building, and the first sentence she said changed her whole face. I'm 34, and until last week, I thought I was in a committed relationship. My girlfriend and I had been together for 5 years. We met in grad school when I went back for my MBA at 29. She was getting her master's in communications. We started dating in the first semester, moved in together after graduation, built what I thought was a solid life. The last year was rough. I decided to go back for another degree, a specialized certification program in data analytics. It was intense. 12-hour days between classes and projects, weekend study groups, late nights debugging code. She said she supported it, but her actions told a different story. She'd make comments about how I was always busy or never had time anymore. I tried to balance everything, but the program was designed to be immersive. That was the point. The final stretch was brutal. My capstone project alone consumed 3 months. I was presenting it as part of my graduation requirements. The ceremony was scheduled for Saturday, May 18th, at 2 p.m. I'd invited her weeks ago. She said she'd be there. My parents were flying in. My brother was driving up. It was a big deal for me. Second master's degree at 34, career pivot, new opportunities opening up. This degree represented everything I'd been working toward. Late nights when I'd fall asleep at my desk, only to wake up at 3 a.m. with keyboard marks on my face. Weekends sacrificed, social events missed, all of it building toward this one moment, and she knew it. We'd talked about it constantly during the application process. She'd helped me write my admission essay. She'd celebrated with me when I got accepted. Or at least I thought she had. Friday night, I asked her if she'd picked out what she was wearing to the ceremony. "I haven't decided yet," she said, not looking up from her phone. "It's tomorrow. Just wondering." "I know when it is." "Okay, just checking." She didn't say anything else. Went to bed around 10 p.m. without saying goodnight. I stayed up another hour going over my speech notes, making sure everything was perfect. I'd been selected to speak on behalf of my cohort, 23 students who'd spent the last 18 months together in this pressure cooker of a program. It was an honor. It was terrifying. It was everything. Saturday morning, I woke up at 7 a.m. Graduation was at 2 p.m., but I had to be there by noon for lineup and final checks. She was still asleep. I showered, got dressed in my suit, the navy one I'd bought specifically for this day, made coffee. She came out of the bedroom around 9:30. "You're up early," she said. "Big day, remember?" "Right. Your thing." "My graduation. Yeah. That's what I meant." Something felt off, but I ignored it. Figured she was just tired. I made breakfast. Scrambled eggs, toast, fruit. She ate in silence, scrolling through her phone the entire time. I tried making conversation, asked about her plans for the following week, asked if she'd talked to her mom recently, asked if she wanted to get dinner after the ceremony with my family. Every question got a one-word answer or a shrug. "I need to leave around 11:30, I said. "You should probably start getting ready soon." "Yeah, okay." I finished my coffee, went over my notes one last time, checked my phone. My parents texted saying they'd landed and were heading to the venue. My brother confirmed he was on his way. Everything was falling into place, except for the person who was supposed to matter most. At 11:15, she was still in her pajamas, the same ones she'd been wearing when she went to bed, hair unbrushed, makeup not even started. "Hey, we need to leave in 15 minutes. "I know. You're not dressed." "I'm aware." Are you coming?" She looked at me for the first time all morning. Really looked at me, and her expression was blank. Not angry, not sad, just nothing. "I don't know. Do you really need me there?" "It's my graduation. Of course I need you there. You have your parents, your brother. You'll be fine. That's not the point. You're my girlfriend. This is important to me. Everything is important to you lately. Your classes, your projects, your career. What about what's important to me? This isn't the time for this conversation. I need to leave in 10 minutes. Then leave. Are you seriously doing this right now? I'm not doing anything. You're the one who's leaving. I grabbed my keys, my phone, my folder with my speech notes. Took one last look at her standing there in her pajamas, arms crossed, face defiant. I need to go. Please be there. We'll see. I left. Drove to the venue with this sinking feeling in my stomach. Tried to shake it off. This was my day. I'd worked too hard to let her mood ruin it. But the whole drive, I kept glancing at my phone, waiting for a text saying she was on her way, that she was sorry, that she'd be there. Nothing. I got there at 11:45, checked in, got my gown and cap, found my spot in line. My classmates were buzzing with excitement, taking photos, hugging each other, making jokes about finally being done. I tried to join in, but my mind was elsewhere. At 1:58 p.m., 2 minutes before the ceremony was scheduled to start, my phone buzzed. Text from her. I don't love you anymore. Consider this goodbye. I read it 3 times. Standing there in my graduation gown, surrounded by classmates who were excited and nervous, I read those words over and over. The processional music was starting. People were lining up. The coordinator was doing final checks. Another text came through. I should have told you sooner. I've been feeling this way for months. I can't keep pretending. The ceremony coordinator was calling for everyone to line up. I was supposed to walk in 90 seconds. Behind me, someone asked if I was okay. I nodded, couldn't speak, just nodded. I replied, understood. That was it, just understood. Then I put my phone on silent, put it in my pocket, and walked into that auditorium with my class. The ceremony was a blur. I heard my name called, walked across the stage, shook hands, accepted my diploma, smiled for photos, gave my speech, every word memorized, delivered on autopilot, got a standing ovation. The whole time, I was numb, completely numb, just going through the motions while my brain tried to process what had just happened. After the ceremony, my parents found me. They were beaming, so proud. Kept saying how well I'd spoken, how impressed they were. My brother clapped me on the back, made some joke about me being a perpetual student, said the family was officially out of graduation gifts. They asked where my girlfriend was. She couldn't make it, I said. Something came up. My mom frowned. Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Are you sure? You seem off. Just tired. Long day. She didn't look convinced, but let it drop. We went to dinner at this Italian place downtown. I don't remember what I ate. Just remember nodding along to conversations, forcing smiles, counting the minutes until I could go home and process what had just happened. My dad kept talking about job opportunities, asking about my plans, excited about my future. My mom kept taking photos. My brother kept telling embarrassing stories from our childhood, normal family stuff, celebration stuff. And I was sitting there feeling like I'd been hollowed out. I got back to the apartment around 8 p.m. Her car was gone. Most of her stuff was still there, but her laptop was missing, her phone charger, her jacket, her favorite shoes, like she'd grabbed essentials and bolted, like she'd planned this, like she'd known exactly what she was going to do and when. I sat on the couch and finally let myself feel it. She'd ended a 5-year relationship via text. 2 minutes before one of the most important moments of my life. Couldn't even wait until after. Couldn't even do it in person. Couldn't even give me the dignity of a conversation. 5 years. Gone. In a text message. Timed for maximum impact. I opened my phone and blocked her number. Blocked her on all social media. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything. Deleted our photos. All 1,247 of them. 5 years of memories. Gone. Went through the apartment and packed up her stuff. Everything I could find that was clearly hers. Clothes, toiletries, books, that stupid decorative pillow she loved that I always thought was ugly. Boxes in the spare bedroom, labeled, organized, done. Then I went to bed. Lay there in the dark, didn't cry, didn't rage, just stared at the ceiling and thought about how someone could spend 5 years with you and end it like that, like it meant nothing, like you meant nothing. Update 1, Sunday. I woke up and felt nothing, not sad, not angry, just empty, like someone had reached into my chest and scooped everything out. I made coffee, worked out, meal prepped for the week, treated it like any other Sunday, routine, structure, control. My phone rang around 2 p.m. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Hello? It's me. Her voice. She was calling from a different number. How did you get this number? I borrowed my friend's phone. You blocked me. Yes, I did. We need to talk. No, we don't. You said what you needed to say yesterday. I accepted it. We're done. You can't just block me and act like I don't exist. I can, actually. You ended things. I'm respecting your decision. I didn't mean we couldn't talk anymore. What did you think consider this goodbye meant? I meant we're breaking up. Not that you'd shut me out completely. That's what a breakup is. We're done. No more contact. But my stuff is still at the apartment. It's packed. Let me know when you want to pick it up and I'll make sure I'm not here. This is ridiculous. You're being childish. I'm being clear. You don't love me anymore. You said goodbye. So, goodbye. I hung up. Blocked that number too. She tried calling from 2 more numbers over the next day. I blocked both without answering. Each time, I felt a little less. Each time, it got easier. Monday, I went to work. Started my new position. The one I'd gotten because of this degree, she couldn't be bothered to see me complete. My boss congratulated me on graduating. My team threw a small celebration. Cake in the break room. Everyone was so supportive, so genuinely happy for me. It was the celebration I should have had with her, the one I deserved. Tuesday, I got a message on a platform I'd forgotten existed, an old messaging app we used to use freshman year of grad school. Her, please, we need to talk. I made a mistake. Can we just talk in person? Me, no. Pick up your stuff this week or I'm donating it. Her, you're being cruel. Me, I'm being done. There's a difference. Wednesday, she showed up at the apartment. I wasn't there, intentionally. I'd started working late, hitting the gym after work, doing anything to avoid being home. Got a text from my neighbor. There's a woman waiting outside your building, says she's your girlfriend. Looks upset. Should I call someone? Me, she's my ex. Don't worry about it. She'll leave eventually. And she did. Neighbor confirmed she left around 8 p.m. 3 hours of waiting. 3 hours I spent at the gym, then at a bookstore, then at a coffee shop. Anywhere but home. Thursday, the same thing. She showed up around 6 p.m., waited outside. Left around 8:30. I watched from a friend's apartment across the street. Saw her sitting on those steps, checking her phone, looking around every time someone walked by. Part of me felt bad. Most of me felt nothing. Friday morning, I had a meeting that ran late. Didn't get out until 5:30 p.m. Drove home, parked in my usual spot, walked toward my building entrance with my gym bag over my shoulder, my work laptop in my other hand. She was there, sitting on the steps. Saw me and stood up immediately. Finally, she said, I've been trying to talk to you for days. I have nothing to say to you. Please, just give me 5 minutes. You had 5 years. You threw it away via text during my graduation. I don't owe you anything. I was confused. I was overwhelmed. You were so busy and I felt neglected and I didn't handle it well. Okay. Okay? That's it? What do you want me to say? That I forgive you? That we can work it out? I want you to understand. I understand perfectly. You felt neglected because I was working towards something important. Instead of communicating that like an adult, You ended our relationship in the cruelest way possible. Then you expected me to what? Comfort you? Chase you? Beg you to reconsider? I thought you'd fight for us. Why would I fight for someone who doesn't love me? You said it yourself. She started crying. Real tears, not the manipulative kind. I could tell the difference after 5 years. I didn't mean it. I was angry and hurt, and I said something I didn't mean. You know what's funny? I believe you didn't mean it when you said it. But you meant it enough to send it. You meant it enough to ruin one of the most important days of my life. That tells me everything I need to know. Please, I love you. I do. And here's where I said the sentence that changed her whole face. I signed a lease for a new apartment. I move out in 2 weeks. Your stuff will be here until then. After that, I don't care what happens to it. Goodbye. Her expression went from pleading to shocked to something like panic. Color drained from her face. You're moving? Yes. Where? None of your business. We live together. You can't just move out. Lease is in my name. I gave notice yesterday. You're not on it, so you don't get a say. Where am I supposed to live? Again, not my problem. You ended this. Figure it out. This is crazy. You're throwing away 5 years. No, you did that. On May 18th at 1:58 p.m., I'm just accepting reality. I walked past her and into the building. She tried to follow, but I shut the door before she could. Heard her yelling my name outside. Heard her pounding on the glass. Ignored it. Went upstairs, locked my apartment door, and ordered dinner. Sat there eating pad thai, listening to her voice echo up from the street, and felt absolutely nothing. Update 2. That weekend, she blew up my email. The one account I hadn't thought to block her on. Long messages about how I was being unfair, how she deserved a chance to explain, how we could work through this if I'd just listen. Each email longer than the last, more desperate, more detailed, explaining her feelings, her fears, her regrets. I responded once. I have listened. I heard you say you don't love me. I heard you say goodbye. I accepted both. Stop contacting me. Then I blocked her email too. Set up a filter that automatically deleted anything from her address. Erased. Gone. Like it never happened. She tried showing up Sunday morning. I saw her car from my window and just didn't go outside. Stayed in all day. Worked on applications for new jobs in different cities. Updated my resume. Scheduled phone screens. Used the time productively. Heard her knock a few times. Heard her call my name. Ignored all of it. Monday, I told my landlord about the situation. He was understanding. Said he'd seen this kind of thing before. Moved my move-out date up to that Friday instead of 2 weeks out. Said he'd waive any fees given the circumstances. Good guy. Asked if I needed him to call the police if she showed up again. I said maybe. We'd see. I started packing immediately. Hired movers for Friday. Booked a short-term rental across town while I figured out where I actually wanted to live long-term. Something with better security. Something she couldn't just show up at. Wednesday, she figured out I was moving sooner and started leaving stuff on my doorstep. Letters, gifts, a scrapbook she'd made of our relationship, photos, ticket stubs, handwritten notes. The kind of thing that would have destroyed me a week ago. Now it just felt manipulative. I threw it all in the trash without opening any of it. Didn't even look. Thursday, my last full day in that apartment, she showed up with her mom. They knocked for 20 minutes. I sat on the couch, headphones on, ignoring them. Eventually heard her mom say, "He's not home. Let's go." They left. I watched from the window as they got in the car, saw her mom hug her, saw her crying. Felt nothing. Friday, movers came at 8 a.m. We were done by 11. I left my keys with the landlord, sent her one final text from a new number she wouldn't recognize. Your stuff is in storage unit 247 at the facility on Oak Street. Code is 4832, paid through the end of the month. After that, it's your responsibility. Then I blocked her on that number too and drove to my new place. New apartment, new neighborhood, new start. Clean break, complete severing. Update. 3. First week in the new apartment was peaceful. No one knew where I lived except my family and close friends. I'd explicitly told them not to share my address with anyone. Made them promise. Even gave them a cover story if she asked. Said I was staying with my brother temporarily. She tried reaching out through mutual friends. 3 different people contacted me saying she was desperate to talk and really struggling. I told all 3 the same thing. She made her choice. I'm respecting it. Please don't pass along any more messages. 2 of them understood. The third, one of her close friends, sent me a long message about how I was being heartless and cruel. How 5 years should mean something. How everyone deserves a second chance. How I was punishing her for being honest about her feelings. I responded, she ended a 5-year relationship via text 2 minutes before my graduation ceremony. Then, when I accepted her decision and moved on, she decided she wanted me back. That's not love. That's convenience. I'm not interested in being someone's backup plan. They didn't message again. Second week, I got a LinkedIn message from her. Didn't even know she had LinkedIn. The message was professional sounding at first, congratulating me on my graduation and new position, then devolved into personal stuff about missing me and making mistakes. How she'd been wrong. How she wanted to fix things. How she'd do anything. I didn't respond. Just restricted her access to my profile. Made everything private. Cut off that avenue too. Third week, she showed up at my job. Security called me down to the lobby. There's a woman here claiming to be your girlfriend. She's insisting she needs to see you, says it's an emergency. My stomach dropped. She's not my girlfriend. We broke up. Please ask her to leave. She's refusing, says she'll wait as long as it takes. Should we call the police? If she won't leave voluntarily, yes. She left before it came to that, but not before causing a scene that had several co-workers asking me what was going on. I gave them the short version. Ex-girlfriend can't accept that we're broken up. I've blocked her everywhere. She's escalating. My boss was supportive, offered to help if she showed up again. I'd updated building security protocols to keep her out. Added her photo to the do not admit list. Professional, efficient, embarrassing. Final update. It's been 6 weeks since graduation. 6 weeks since that text. I'm in my new apartment, settled into my new routine, actually enjoying life. The apartment is smaller than the old place, but it's mine. My furniture, my setup, my space. No compromises, no shared decisions, just me. The job is going great. I got a promotion opportunity already. My boss wants me to lead a new project launching next quarter. The kind of opportunity that would have been impossible without the degree I earned. The degree she couldn't be bothered to watch me receive. The irony isn't lost on me. I've been on a few dates, nothing serious, just getting back out there. It's nice, casual, no pressure, no expectations. Just meeting people, having conversations, remembering what it feels like to be appreciated. She stopped trying to contact me about 2 weeks ago. Heard through a mutual friend that she finally accepted it's over. Apparently, she's been telling people I changed and became cold. That I'm not the person she fell in love with. That I turned heartless overnight. She's right. I'm not. The person she fell in love with would have chased her, would have begged for another chance, would have let her back in despite the disrespect and cruelty, would have accepted the breadcrumbs of her attention and been grateful for them. The person I am now knows better, knows his worth, knows that love doesn't send breakup texts during graduation ceremonies, knows that real partners show up, especially when it's hard. Someone asked me recently if I miss her. Honest answer? No. I miss the idea of who I thought she was, the version I'd built up in my head over 5 years. But the real her, the one who sent that text at that moment, I don't miss at all. I'm 34. I have 2 master's degrees. I have a career trajectory I'm excited about. I have friends and family who showed up for me when it mattered. I have self-respect. I have boundaries. I have peace. That's more than enough. She texted, "Consider this goodbye," expecting me to fight for her. Instead, I considered it and agreed. Best decision I ever made.